Basically, I don't want anyone to think that I'm particularly... Like, there's no problems with me and the company. Me and the company, we're separating on good terms. I am leaving on good terms. I am happy with everything that I've achieved here, and I'll share all of that properly. I didn't want anyone to hear it from anyone other than me first, because I know this is going to be very hard for a lot of you to hear. In a little while, the official Nijisanji Twitter account will be announcing that I'll be graduating and leaving the company on May the 5th, 2025. It's not a decision that I made lightly, and it's not something that I rushed into. It's a decision that I've kind of had in the back of my mind for a long time now, but just before the end of 2024, I was set on my decision to end my time as Fulgur Ovid and leave Nijisanji. I know that this decision is going to hurt a lot of confidants, and I am so sorry that it will. These past 3 years have meant so much to me, and I've meant it every time I've said recently that you've helped me to become a better person and see my self-worth. With that in mind, I would like to talk a little bit about why I've chosen to leave Nijisanji. If you've been watching my content for a while, then you likely unfortunately seen me go through spirals of depression and self-loathing often. Mental health issues are just a part of life for me, and while I do my best to manage them, I haven't always managed to keep them out of streams. I'm not saying that streaming's ever been a detriment to my mental health, and in fact, on the contrary, I would even say that streaming with the confidants has actually helped me feel a bit better when I was feeling down. If anything, the times that my mental health hit an absolute low tended to be when I was physically unable to stream and I felt like I was letting people down, and I was also letting myself down in the things that I wanted to do. My mental health hit an extra low point a few months ago when a project I'd been working on for months and invested a lot into and hired a lot of skilled people to work on fell through. That was a big blow to me and shook my confidence and my ability to produce anything in the future. Then later on, I suffered from personal tragedies and hit a rock bottom in my mental state, which any of you who watch my streams already know about, so I'm not going to bring it up again. I'm stating all this outright now because I don't want to hide anything from anyone. Basically, I was just broken down by a lot of things in my life going wrong and had some very dark thoughts which I had to battle with. Once I had overcome those thoughts, I returned to streaming and life with a new mindset that really affirmed what kind of person that I want to be and what kind of content creator I want to be. It meant the world to me that you guys were willing to give me so much support and love in my lowest time, and also encouraged my greatest dreams of writing and creating stories, as well as just being a silly anime man on streams. What I reaffirmed in early 2025 was the fact that I love streaming. I love making my stories, and I love this community that we've built so much more than I can ever say. As much as I love many of the people at Nijisanji and being a part of something so amazing, it's also become clear that I do not really belong here. At some point, I realized that one of the things that's been detrimental to my mental health is the corporate setting of Nijisanji. That's not to say that Nijisanji is a bad corporation. I want to make that very clear, and I don't want anyone to think that's what I'm implying. I got a lot out of my time at Nijisanji, and I'm in a much more secure place after these 3 years than I've ever been in my life before them. What I am saying is that me as a person does not suit being in a corporate setting, where everything I do reflects on a company's image. I'm a very free-spirited individual, and I'm also into very dark humor, adult content, and lots of niche interests. That really doesn't suit a corporate setting. Especially not one that has investors to answer to and hundreds of employees making their livelihood off of it. Me just having a bad day and saying some stupid thing can be very detrimental to so many other people, and it's a lot of pressure to put on someone. Anybody who decides to join a large corporation has to understand that. The thing is, when I first interviewed for Nijisanji, I was asked what I would do to be able to bring in a large audience to the branch. I've mentioned before what my answer was to that question, and I think it sums up why I'm not a great fit to be a corporate streamer. My response was that I didn't intend to bring in a large audience at all. I knew that the type of things that I like and the type of content I produce were never going to be particularly mainstream, and I wasn't going to be able to bring that type of large audience in. What I did promise to those interviewers was that if they gave me a chance to debut with Nijisanji EN, I would work my ass off to build a passionate and devoted community of mature, creative fans who would probably end up creating better content than even I could, and I would always do my best to support them and create a positive space for them. I reinforced this idea when I debuted with my stream goals, including things like the fact that I wanted to show up in a lot of fan content, make my fan base laugh and cry, and create some unique experiences. To a lot of other streamers, these might seem like small goals, but to me, these are everything and all I really need. During my time at Nijisanji, I can say that I achieved almost every one of my goals that I set for myself at debut. I didn't get to publish a novel about Fulgur Ovid, but I did finish writing one even if it managed to take me 3 whole years. And I'm actually proud of it. So I consider that an overwhelming success on my part. I've managed to show up in a ton of fan content and tried to always show my appreciation to everyone who creates it. Because even 3 years on, I'm just mind blown by some of what you create and honored to be a part of it. I'd like to think that I've managed to make you all laugh and cry, and if nothing else, you've made me all laugh and kept me entertained these 3 years, while also making me cry my eyes out with joy more times than I can count. Even just from the birthday things. You guys had so many beautiful stories of like the sheep in the forest and so much different beautiful fan art and fan fiction and fan projects meeting up and offline having so much fun. It's honestly made me feel so amazing because I know people don't want to hear that I feel like I don't deserve that, and I am getting more confident in things, but at the same time, this community is still always going to be so much more than I deserve. And I'm just happy I've been part of it, and if you guys are happy being part of this community, that's all that matters to me. So you guys have brought me so much joy, and thank you so much. I think the greatest thing that I achieved in my time at Nijisanji was the community that we've created together. The confidants and comfy sheep pile will always be a treasure to me. Whenever I hit the go live button and start a stream, I'm always a little nervous and afraid that I'll say something stupid or do something wrong. But in no time whatsoever, we're all just sharing jokes, laughing, sometimes at our own cringe, and sharing deep thoughts that most of the world would tell me to keep to myself. The sheep pile is my happy place where I can escape from reality and try to bring my fantasies to life. And I hope that for all of you, it's had some level of similar effect over these last 3 years. I hope that the community is going to continue to feel the same for you, even if it takes on a new form or name, or if you simply find a new community to call your own. No matter what may come in the future, the memories that we've made here are real, and I'm going to treasure them forever. They've shaped me as a person and helped to guide my next steps forward, and I hope it will be the same for all of you, even if it feels sad at first to look back at them. Like I said, the confidant community and my support network, which includes Noctyx, some other Nijisanji members, and a lot of other people in my life, has given me the confidence back and made me see what I want to do in the future. So while the sheep pile has been a warm and comforting home for these last 3 years, I'm gonna have to leave it to achieve the things that I want to achieve. I have more streams that I want to do, more memories that I want to make, and more stories that I want to tell. And I feel confident enough to step out into the world on my own and chase those dreams. I wouldn't have been able to say that 3 years ago, so that means a lot. The simple fact is that all that Nijisanji has given me, they aren't able to give me the same sense of fulfillment that I feel from creating something that's uniquely me and sharing that with the world. The things that I want to create that are uniquely me are not marketable things, and they won't appeal to masses. They're niche projects which hopefully just a few hundred people will find and really connect with on a personal level. I've realized that that's the type of content creator that I am, and by being here, I'm taking up a space that a more deserving person could have, and also limiting my own creativity by not being able to take the things that I want to. For me, this is like a positive graduation. I'm heading in a good direction. If you remember me with happy memories, that's all that matters to me. I hope you continue to make more happy memories in the future without me as well, but I'm glad if I'm part of the happy memories. That's always a lovely feeling.